What's up, guys? I had a pretty good day, decent day today until NC State lost in the ACC tournament. And it's a Wednesday evening, getting I don't think I've ever even shown everybody the plane here. This is our airplane, and we use it to get to our Charlotte location and visit national accounts and all that kind of stuff. I think I have mentioned that before. And I'm kind of just getting everything pre-flighted, making sure everything is ready to go for tomorrow. That way, first thing tomorrow morning, I can hop in it and get on to Charlotte. Kind of be there when all those guys check in. So I was trying a couple times a week, or once, twice a week, fly to Charlotte and see if we can get those guys checked in, make sure they're doing everything they're supposed to be doing. So got a good group of guys there, but you always have to be double checking and making sure everything's getting done like you want. One thing I want to talk about today is be proud of what you do. Not only as far as taking pride in the work you do as far as making sure you're doing a good job, but be extra proud of what you're doing with the junk removal business by going out and being an entrepreneur and being willing to work hard and take chances and put capital at risk. You're doing something great. You're doing something you should really be proud of. I remember when I first started Junk Doctors, it was almost like I was ashamed, or especially even my wife's always believed in me. We were boyfriend and girlfriend at that time, and she'd introduce, and I was fairly young. I was 21, and I did a little bit of college, and then I dropped out of college. When I went to college, I didn't really pay a whole lot of attention, and I didn't get very good grades. I skipped class quite often just because I wasn't really interested in going. So I think people kind of looked at me as a screw up almost, since I didn't finish college. And the Research Triangle area is one that's very much, you're expected to go to college. You have NC State, University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, Duke, Wake Forest, and a lot of other universities in the immediate area. And the majority of people in the RTP area have a college degree. I think it's something like 70% of adults have a college degree. And I didn't, but I grew up around wealth. So, and a lot of the people that were wealthy, like the man that owns this airport right now is one of my good friends. This is where I live too. So I live on the airport, and makes it super convenient because like tomorrow morning, I'll hop out of bed, get my workout in, spend a little bit of time with my wife, do a little thinking. I always kind of like meditate. I don't know if you can call it meditate, but I always kind of think about things, and that's when I get some of my best ideas, be it in the shower or just laying in the bed. Sometimes I'll lay in bed for 45 minutes after I've awakened and just think about stuff, think about ideas, think about what I'm going to talk to y'all about, and just different ways we could be going about things that could lead to success, things I'd like to try. So take care of that, and then I just either, if it's cold, I'll take my truck, but most of the time, if it's decent, warm weather, I just hop on my golf cart and drive up here to my hangar and, get the plane out. I pre-flight it the night before. So I take off. I'm in Charlotte in 35 minutes. That's normally a 2-hour and 45-minute drive. I'm there in about 35, 40 minutes, and I can be in. So by the time I leave my house, I can be in our office in Charlotte generally within an hour, because it's only about a 10-minute drive from the airport to our office. So that's an awesome tool to do. Junk removal, Junk Doctors allow me to get this. So just junk removal, nothing to do with junk removal authority, allowed me to get this airplane. Part of that was being around wealth and understanding that all it takes is hard work and smart work and being disciplined to get wealth. And one of the things I hate doing it, and I used to do it some, and then people around, my wife did it some. We would talk about something being expensive, or we'd talk about talking about how somebody else has so much money, and that you don't have, like, what I'm talking about. I'm not listing a great example right now, but I'm just not one. If you go out to a nice restaurant, and you tell somebody about it and be like, you don't be like, oh, it's so expensive though. Don't think that way. If you think that like everything you do is expensive, then you're going to think about your income being less. What you need to do is get to the point where you make enough money that when you go to these more expensive restaurants, like around here, there's an Angus Barn. Angus Barn's, two people, you're going to spend $125 at Angus Barn. You should be able to go there at a decent amount and not have to complain about the price. You shouldn't be telling anybody it's really expensive. You should say, man, that's awesome. The hors d'oeuvres at the start were great. The service was phenomenal. The steak, that filet mignon, I could take my fork and just ease down into that. And just the flavor was succulent. It shouldn't be anything about price. It's about value. So be proud of what you do. You're truly doing what a lot of people aren't willing to. And even when you're on the truck, be really proud about what you're doing. One thing I would suggest is, dress for success. That does make you feel better about yourself. Junk doctors, I didn't used to dress as nice as I do now. I'd wear a polo shirt. Actually, before I started Junk Doctors, before I started dating my who's now my wife, I'd have like an old Earnhardt t-shirt, greasy t-shirt, and Holy blue jeans and stuff like that. When I started dating her, she cleaned me up a little bit. I've always been about self-improvement. You need to be too. Be very proud about what you're doing. Dress for success. So make sure your uniform, your junk removal uniform is very nice. It should be a good polo. I don't like jeans. Nice black work pants or khaki pants. Depending on your company colors. And then when you're out, when you're not on the truck, be dressing nice. Nice pants. I don't think you can really see these right now, but I mean nice slacks. A lot of times I got a sport coat on. I might be in a suit or sport coat. Sometimes I wear a tie just to, if you're meeting people and all like that. But that makes you really, really, really think very highly of yourself. And some of y'all are going to look down at that. I used to be like that. It's like, man, anybody dresses like that, they ain't doing any work. And that's not the case. You get to the point you do the work you need to, dressed appropriately. So if you're on the truck crew, you need to dress like the rest of the truck crew dresses. But if you're on sales meetings and attending networking events and speaking in public, dress nice. Dress up. Dress better than most people else dress. You need to be about the best dressed person in your line of work, in your particular area anyway. And you're going to think a lot higher of yourself, and you're going to produce a lot more. And then again, money is there for the taking. Just build your business to where you can reach as many people as possible, do a great job, help more people. It's going to lead to more money. Right now, I've got this plane right now. This plane right here is about $115,000 airplane. It's a business expense. All we use it for is business, 100% business. So everywhere we're going on this plane, it's business related. It's buying a new piece of equipment. We fly there to drop somebody, to take a look at it, to drop somebody off so they can bring it back. We visit our locations. We visit national accounts. Anything we do on this is business related. So $115,000 plane right here. But I can walk up to somebody at some of these airports, and you go to some of these airports, and you'll be around people that have $15 million planes, $20 million planes, and all of that. And I'm perfectly comfortable sitting there, even though I'm nowhere close to being able to afford a $15 or $20 million plane yet. I can talk those numbers to them. I really can. And it's not like it amazes me, and I'm like, man, that can't be done. How'd you do it? And just look at the guy with jealousy or whatever. I look at him as like, man, this guy's got it figured out. What is he doing to get to? What is he doing that I could do to get to that level? So I look at those planes, and I look at the prices of those planes. I can't get one right now, but by looking at that exposes to me, and that raises my level of think high enough to where one day I'll own a jet. And the only way to get that is to help tremendous amounts of people. So on Junk Doctors, to remove more junk than anybody else. Junk Removal Authority, to help more junk removal businesses become successful. Tons, hundreds and hundreds and thousands of junk removal business throughout the country, throughout the whole world, become successful. That's the only way I'm ever going to, get to a jet. And even then, that's not going to be enough. So, that's going to be investing in real estate. That's another thing we're looking at doing, and just having multiple flows of income that come in and doing a great job on every single one and providing great value. Some people think of the rich as like crooks, that in order for them to have gotten to where they did, that they must have screwed a bunch of people to get it. And that's generally not the case. Yes, there are some out there, but the main thing is they just figured out something that provides a big time service to people. And they figured out how to reach a huge number of people, do really, really good work. Like with JRA, if I don't do a good job, the word's going to get out, and people aren't going to partner with us. And there goes the chance of ever getting something like a jet and making our dreams come true. But just on Junk Doctors, we were able to get a plane like that. I was able to move out into this private airstrip in North Carolina. Christian, my business partner, lives on a golf course. I'm 28. Christian's 26. So, junk removal can be a great thing if you stay proud of it. If you think of it as a business and not as just on the truck all the time, you think of it as a bona fide business then you can't, you know, only thing you can do is do well with junk removal.